I've got a major breakthrough, you guys. But first, we are coming back at you from the hospital parking lot because I was able to get back into my OT appointment today. Hooray! So, breakthrough number one has to do with the elbow. Um, I can finally put my elbow, I can actually make my arm go straight and do my exercises with very, very minimal twinging and tweaking. So, yes. Downside is I've developed wrist tendonitis on top of the tennis elbow. So, problem. But working on it because the work that I'm doing on the tennis elbow will help strengthen the wrist tendonitis. But the other breakthrough is a few weeks ago, I was talking about the suburbs and how much they suck and it's unsustainable. And today I was doing a little bit more thinking. And what exactly is it about the suburbs that makes it unsustainable? What is it about just everything going on today that it's so difficult to get by? Well, I was thinking 50 years ago, people didn't get married coming in with tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt each into their marriages, into these relationships. They didn't have the student loan debt, they didn't have the credit card debt. They came into their marriage with whatever they had. Nobody used credit cards, nobody had the student loans. So when you come in to this relationship and most of your paycheck is going to pay off your student loans, your car note, your credit cards, of course you can't get by. Of course it's going to be more difficult. You're going to be you're just going to be so just stuck. And it's not fair. It's just not fair, you guys. I mean, I was able to really crunch down the year before we got married, and I tried to do University of Phoenix online, which terrible idea. I can't do online classes. I need to be in a room with other people, able to interact and talk to the teacher and that type of thing. So, bad news bears for me, but I've learned. But I took everything I had and threw it at the money that I owed, so I was able to pay it off the month before we got married. So I came into this marriage with zero debt. And even just the fact that one of us had debt and not the other, that was it was a relief because that was more money that we could throw towards his debts. And now we're still working at the student loans. We're getting so close, so dang close to getting those last couple little loans paid off, and then we'll have the truck. But other than that, well, and our mortgage. But who doesn't have a mortgage nowadays? Most people do. But when you come in and you've got 50, 60, $100,000 worth of student loans, when you have a constant credit card bill that you're trying to pay, when you have your vehicle payment or any other loans that might be out there, you're stuck. You have to go to work. You have no choice but to go to work. You can't stay home. You can't stay home with those babies. You can't teach your children the way that you want to because you are not with them. Because you have to go to work, you have to earn that money, and then you turn around and take most of that money and you give it back. You have to send it back. I look at loans, and my husband and I were joking with a student loan. He probably could have gotten 4 or 5 degrees with the amount of interest he's paid on the loans over these years. That is ridiculous, people. Just 100% ridiculous. So where am I going with this? I don't know. I don't know. Something has to change, something has to give. And I'm not expecting for student loan forgiveness to be a thing because I think that's stupid. Do I like the idea for people like my husband who've been continuously paying off their loan, putting more money into it each month so we have more money going towards the primary versus the interest? Yes. But then I look at people who don't pay their loans, who didn't take advantage of the zero interest during the COVID times to keep bunking money away at it. And they're just sitting here waiting, oh, I want my student loan forgiven. I can't wait till my loan gets forgiven. Screw you. Like, what is wrong with you? You took out the money, you made that agreement. You need to pay it back. Why should my tax dollars go to cover all these people student loans because they made dumb choices when they were younger. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And again, yes, I would love to see it for those people who've been continuously paying, but at the same time, it's not fair to the people who haven't. But if why should the people who haven't paid get the forgiveness? I I can't. I can't with it anymore, you guys. So I just take a breather. We need to come up we need to change we need to change the system first of all, but we need to change people's minds. We need to change the way that people act. What is normal should not be normal. Everybody says, "Oh, this is the way it's always been done." It's only been done for the past 50, maybe 100 years. Closer to 50 years, guys. Relying on Social Security when you retire, that's a new thing. People 100 years ago, people didn't get Social Security. People weren't dealing with retirement. They didn't have to worry about that. Yes, there's always been that financial insecurity, but it hasn't been oh my gosh, my mind just went blank. The financial security hasn't been what it is now. And there are so many pressures. There's so many cultural and just peer pressure to have the best of the best. Like, go with the flow. Make sure you get your Stanley mugs in every color, guys. Get your tumblers so you can match up with everybody else when you're at the gym. Get your, what was it, Lululemon leggings was the thing for the longest time. And just everything else, the Coach bags, the Gucci bags, there's another one, Dooney and Burke, that I always thought just sounded stupid. But why? Why? And how do we change it? How do we get people out of this, out of such a consumerist mindset, out of the keeping up with the Joneses mindset, to just focusing on themselves and not worrying about who having the top of the line, the newest, the best of the best? How can we do it, guys? I would love to hear from you, and we're going to continue this conversation because this Lou ain't done.